go be in it.
Is it? Yes.
Hi, Kacie. So, anyway, we're in your beautiful home. I love your home.
Thank you.
And so, anyway, you told me a few things about the fireball, and there's things going on in this house. So, what's going on?
Well, we moved in here on July 1st of 2018.
Okay.
My husband works in fire, so he was gone when we first moved in to this house. So, and I was 8 months pregnant with my daughter. So that first night, my mom and my son, we got the keys and we stayed in here. We had no furniture in here yet, so we made the best of it. She was getting ready for bed in the bathroom. This is the first night here, and he and I were out here, and I hear this loud pounding, banging, like on the walls, and I'm like, what the hell is she doing in the bathroom? Like, so, and this was going on for several minutes. So when she came out, I'm like, what on earth were you doing? Well, she was thinking I was out here pounding, and we never figured out, and it was just like, it sounded like an angry fist on the wall between the bathroom and my daughter's room. Never heard it since, and we tried to figure it out. We were ready to leave. We're like, what was, we didn't know. So, anyway, moving forward, over the 2 years, just things were starting to happen, and we kept saying like, oh, it was the air, oh, it was this, oh, it was justifying, and then we're running out of like kind of explanations. There was one night, my husband and I were in the kitchen having a conversation. He's sitting at the bar, I'm at the standing in front of the table, and we see this really large, like, flame fireball coming from the wall where the clock is, and him being a firefighter jumped, because he saw it in the corner vibe, but I saw it more head on. Like, I saw this big ball, it was like the size of a basketball shoot from the wall, so you're ripping off the panel of the lights, he's filling the wall, is there a fire in the wall? Firefighter, you know, so he's thinking the worst, and that there's something going on in the wall. We couldn't figure out what it was. It was just, it both made us jump. And then just kind of going from there, because it's been going over the last 2.5 years now. But just, let's see, we all sleep in the master bedroom, and one night I wake up and I hear one of my son's toys go off in this front room. Well, the toy woke me up, and then I heard a little voice laugh. And I was like, oh, my husband and my son are up, it's coffee hour. So I sit up in bed, I'm like, everybody's passed out sleeping, but the toy woke me up, so I was already awake from the toy, followed by this giggling laugh, this child's laugh out here. One night, my husband and Riker were out here watching a movie. My husband then heard another toy go off in his room. So that was another thing. My husband's kind of like on, trying to justify. One night a cup fell off the counter, and it's like, okay, why would I put a cup on the edge of the counter? What caused it to fall off? I've had 2 incidents with the blinds moving, a loud noise, and one of them I did take a video just after the loud bang, and they're not all moving, but they're definitely swaying, and I'm like, okay, something like, because I was at the stove and I just heard this loud like bang, and the blinds are moving. Let's see, I was on the phone out here with a friend, and the flag in my son's school area was folding, like somebody was like looking at it, and I remember I said, the flag is moving, and they're like, what? And I'm like, the flag, like, when the air's on, it doesn't move it, but it was being folded, and it coiled, and I saw it from the couch.
And Heather, you were saying something?
Oh, when you were talking, the lights began flickering a little bit.
Yes, that, and this turns on all the time switches to 71 degrees, and we don't keep it that cold, and it just randomly, we have the smart set, so it switches to 71, and it's like, okay, it's freezing.
Wow.
One night, my husband and daughter out here at like 2 in the morning, he hears a door open in the hallway. I'm like, well, did you look? He goes, no, because he's scared. Well, the only door that makes noise is my son's door that creaks. This the bathroom door has closed and locked from the inside, and it's a push in, not a turn. So you have to push it to lock. I have swipe marks, like fingers on the master door that are fairly, I don't recall that from any, like, though that's like within the last year. There's finger, like, swipes
Okay.
that stand out.
That's too tall for lunches.
My parents were sleeping in Kenzie's room, and at 3:30 her smoke alarm went off. No apparent reason. It just goes off full blown. Doesn't chirp. It's not like the battery. It hasn't gone off since. I often see if I'm here. I often see like somebody's appearing around the corner, like just like peeking around the corner, always out of like the corner of my eye. So then I started leaving a recorder when we would walk to his school, like when nobody's here, have everything turned off, no air, everything's closed, and I even got presence of sound of a dog, and there's a lot of like very clear EVPs that I've been getting and that are not distorted. So then we updated and got the Arlo, and they're basically answering questions. It's clear English, conversations.
Male or female?
Both, and a child.
Okay.
The child, has there's a, there sounds like a possible Indian type woman, by her tone, and, they're very, very talkative in my daughter's room. Like, you ask a question and it's like, instant, like, response, like, my mom would go, I'm gonna take a nap in your
Well,
bed.
because I was getting freaked out by these Arlos. So I told her, I said, you know what, I said, this is always during the night, I said, I'm gonna go take a nap in Kenzie's room, and I'm gonna, just see if it picks anything up. So, I don't remember what I said, I just went in there to take a nap, and I said, I don't know, she has it on video, I said, I'm gonna take a nap, and I laid there for a little bit, and then I just raised up and moved the pillow over, and so then when I came back out, she started listening to it, and she said, what did they say? They said,
In our bed. In our bed?
Like, in our bed. Because I said, I'm going to take a nap in here or something.
Yeah, here's that one.
And then that's what really freaked me out.
So that's in our bed.
Did you guys all hear that?
May we please hear it again,
Yeah.
miss?
In
You'll
our
be
bed.
showing me what in the bed.
In our bed.
And that was during the day.
This is all during the day.
Wow, that's pretty
That's
clear.
interesting.
Yeah.
Does that say, it says in our bed.
Yeah,
Like, I was in their bed.
Oh, whatever.
I get out now. The
Oh, let's
little
hear.
boy.
You know, and
Yeah, pay the
Yeah.
mortgage.
it gives me cold chills, and I'm like, okay, now I'm really freaked out.
Oh, don't worry, it's okay.
Yeah.
Somebody?
The child voice. He said this at 2:15 a.m. That's him. It's not my
God.
son. But
Wow.
That's not your son?
no.
What did he say?
I think he said that
Well, yeah.
backwards.
Yeah.
Did he say fuck or
I
F?
think it's spot.
I thought he was saying up, like let me up.
Well, you know, this place is really active.
Miss, can I ask you a question real quick,
Yeah.
please? I see this house.
We're probably going to get all
sale.
kinds of
Is it
EVPs today.
Is it a manufactured home or is it an original
so
home?
here is the original house because I reached out to the city of Rocklin. This is our property line. The old house was on ours, back to where our garage was the main house.
Where's Grove?
It was bulldozed. Grove is right here.
Yes, ma'am.
So it was on our side of the house.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
this is now us. We're here, and this is our neighbors right here on this side street. So she's a high school math teacher. So with the stuff home, I asked, what do you hear? She often hears a high-powered flow water hose being sprayed at her house. So she gets out of her office, comes out, and there's like, it's dry. There's nothing. She goes back in there, and it's just like somebody is spraying her house with a high-pressured water hose.
You said this house
Wow.
over here?
Right here.
You know what? Recently, I almost made an offer on the house across the street, the real small white one.
That one, yeah.
I bet you it's all this little area right here.
They found a
Wow.
headstone doing landscaping in the front yard. So
Wow.
I know this
Those
Oh,
two houses
man.
are coming on the market
That's-
here soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to buy them now.
Yeah, these two.
No,
So
this is still a good neighborhood.
yeah. So I know this is only built in 2005, but it's like
The land.
the land used to be this whole both lots, and it used to be like an orchard and just a real rundown shack home in the back alleyway, and it was split. We were built in 2005.
This guy doesn't look phased at all by it.
Yeah.
Look at him.
And Rocklin has a lot of history.
Yes.
It does. And then you have the granite quarry, and a lot of the miners over there died and got injured. So,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, yes.
And then,
Damien, you got any questions? Anything? No. No? Okay.
my biggest one from my other digital recorder, it says, hey, how are you? I am here. And that was like my longest like conversation one. This one here. This is my, and it's just clear.
Wow.
Yeah. Watch. It's just, I'm here. So it's just,
Wow.
every time, like, you can just go in there and ask a question and you'll probably get a so anyway, the turning point for my husband, all the neighbors were out there, and I started talking about stuff going on. Well, Rob across the street, the prior neighbors, the grandson, adult that lived with the resident here, often was saying like weird stuff happening in the house, and they brushed off the guy's crazy. So it wasn't until we started saying, no, there's stuff going on, that my husband, hearing it from the prior neighbors, or the people who lived here, did he start really being on board with it. So,
Wow.
yeah.
But in the Kenzie's room, like when Tom and I spend the night here, we'll sleep in Kenzie's room, and she has 2 Arlo cameras in there on us, and it seems like they're closer to one of the Arlo cameras when they talk because it's louder. Both cameras will pick it up,
Yeah.
but it's louder on the one camera than the other camera, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. But it,
Yeah.
you can, it's almost like if you do ask them a question, they'll answer.
Yeah.
Not always, but
Day and night.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
that's what freaked me
Yeah,
out. It's like,
yeah.
okay, this is in the middle of the day and
Yeah.
in our bed. I'm
Wow.
like, oh, how do they know I'm in their bed?
Yeah.
Yeah, and ghosts are 24/7. So, yeah.
Yeah, they don't adhere to Hollywood.
No, yeah.
And I would often
Oh,
just
go
say,
ahead, Heather.
all my neighbors have dogs. I never hear dogs. But on my recordings, I'll hear
There's
dog
dogs.
paws like walking, like the claws,
Well,
on
we
the.
heard them bark, I think.
Well,
too.
yeah, he barks all the time. Barks, and I'm like, you never hear the neighbors' dogs at all.
Heather, you were going to say something?
You had your hand going for a second. I was wondering.
I was just waiting.
Oh, okay.
Saying hi.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, this place is. I mean, when you're the fireball sounds like ball lightning. And sometimes ball lightning moves in a very intelligent way. So for you to have ball lightning here, that is usually associated with something interdimensional. And ball lightning usually comes from a portal. Yeah, so that's kind of interesting.
You said that
Yeah.
too. You wondered if this was a portal